I'm feeling kind of low today, and something that I've read that I've heard Neil Gaiman say is
When things get tough, this is what you should do. Make good art.
you found out you failed at something? Make good art. You're angry with someone because they hurt you in some way? Make good art. It's such an expressive way of dealing with your emotions, and I felt like I needed to do that right now to help me. However, as I began doing my thing, I realized I wanted to have a conversation or at least talk about a topic that's come to my attention in the past few weeks. It has to do with what's happening in Canada right now. You may have seen the hashtag Cancel Canada Day. Now, this hashtag has been born from the very recent discovery of mass graves in British Columbia and Saskatchewan at the sites of residential schools. I don't want to say they're schools when they're the sites of genocidal acts against the peoples and the unmarked burial grounds of hundreds upon hundreds of children. There's no bodies underneath the grounds of this school that I'm working at, I imagine, as it should be. So I don't know how I can call those sites schools. Now, noticing that there are a number of politicians and average people arguing back and forth on whether or not we should be canceling Canada Day. And I don't think that's the question to ask. I don't think we should be asking if we should celebrate Canada Day or not. I think the question we need to be asking is, what should we be celebrating on Canada Day? And how should we be celebrating it on Canada Day? When I think of Canada, here today on June 25th, 2021, we've just discovered two massive unmarked burial sites of children with the horrific realization that there are probably another 20,000 to 30,000 of these poor children who've been buried across Canada. Here in Alberta, we have Muslim women getting attacked because of their faith. In Ontario, a terrorist attack occurred against a family due to their faith. This is not Islamophobia, this isn't a fear, it's a hatred against a group of people. Then we have people across the country who are actively choosing when and where to get a second vaccine because they don't want one and they want another one instead, effectively shopping for them, while millions around the world wait on the sidelines just hoping to get a first dose of any kind. Beyond that, we have politicians denying the systemic racism that we have in this country.
You still think that Trudeau is wrong and that the protesters yesterday are wrong and that there is no systemic discrimination and systemic racism in Quebec?
Well, we had this discussion very often. I think that there is some discrimination in Quebec, but there's no systemic discrimination. There's no system in Quebec of discrimination, and it's a very, very small minority of the people that are doing some discrimination.
So when I think of how I would want to celebrate Canada Day, I don't want to celebrate Canada as a nation. Instead, I want to be reflective on what it means to be living here. When I say I'm a Canadian, I'm also saying that I'm a person of color and a settler. Even though I was born in this country, I am the product of immigration like everyone else who is not Indigenous. I am not of this land. So what does that mean to me? It means that I am grateful for the opportunities that I have for myself, because those are not the same opportunities that my parents and their parents had in the countries they were born in. I want to think about what I can do with those opportunities to make the world that I live in a better place. This Canada Day, I want to reflect on who I can better understand, better support, and better help. This Canada Day, I want to reflect on how I can be a better person by learning, by having those difficult conversations with other people, and recognizing my own falsehoods and misunderstandings, because there will definitely be some. I can't be naive in thinking that I'm a perfect person who understands everything. This Canada Day, I want to reflect on how I can do all these things on more than just one day a year. Canada Day should not be a one-day thing. Reflecting on our identity and being grateful for what we have are things that are needed to be had every day. And Canada Day does not need to be a celebration filled with fireworks, waving flags, and partying. We've learned through the pandemic how to use these days to be quiet, to reflect, to share time with people. That can be done here as well thoughtfully. Canada Day does not need to be a celebration for the nation as it sits. It can be an acknowledgement and being grateful for what we have as citizens. We have power, we have voices, we are able to shape the nation as we see fit. The thing is, We have power to not correct the wrongs of the past, but to learn our history so that we don't repeat the mistakes that are being made again and again and again. This isn't something we would only be doing for ourselves. It's something that we would be doing for future generations, for the minds, souls, and bodies of people we will never be able to see. We can rest assured that something is being done, not just with words, but with action. Something that I've been thinking about lately is, am I proud to be Canadian? I think this morning I realized what the answer is. I'm not. I'm not proud to be Canadian. I'm grateful to be Canadian, and that is because of the opportunities afforded to me. We are not the greatest nation in the world, and we don't have to be. If I had to live anywhere else, maybe it'd be New Zealand, so I could hang out with Taika Waititi, but I am where I am right now. With the opportunities that I have, opportunities that many, even in Canada, do not have, I want to celebrate by giving to others. Instead of focusing so much of our energy on whether or not we should be canceling Canada Day, let's actively reflect and discuss what we should even be celebrating.